Tonight on CTV, hear about the man behind the eye-catching murals popping up all around Fort Collins.
Then listen in as we learn about Foco Cafe, a nonprofit organization helping to feed those in need.
And finally, with finals weekend coming up, students everywhere are trying their hardest to manage stress and showcase their best.
All this and more tonight on CTV.
Good evening, Rams. I'm Adam Carlson.
And I'm Bailey Borkowski. An investigation conducted by the Office for Civil Rights found that a Fort Collins High School sophomore had been racially harassed throughout the 2023 to 2024 school year. The school, Liberty Common High School, is a charter school authorized by the Poudre School District. The Office of Civil Rights says that the school failed to take prompt or effective action to stop severe and pervasive peer harassment of the student based on race at the school, to eliminate the racially hostile environment for the student, or to remedy its effects on the student. We will continue to update this story as it develops.
A former Larimer County Deputy District Attorney was sentenced this week for sexual assault involving a teenage intern 25 years ago. The victim, now an adult, is encouraging others to speak out. The incident happened in 1999 when the victim was a 16-year-old intern at the 8th Judicial District Attorney's Office. She recently shared her story, saying she was assaulted by Daniel Quinn, who was her supervisor at the time. After pleading guilty to third-degree sexual assault in September, Quinn was sentenced earlier this week. Quinn did not address the court, but his attorney acknowledged the severity of the case. Now the victim is urging others to share their stories, saying that speaking up can help find support and healing.
Fort Collins City Council heard from local dentists last night, urging the continuation of water fluoridation. Dentists emphasized the role of fluoride in preventing serious dental issues, sharing personal stories to highlight its impact. Multiple council members expressed support for maintaining the current fluoridation policy, stating there is no evidence to suggest changes are necessary. Fort Collins has fluoridated its water since 1968, with the current level set at 0.7 milligrams per liter, a standard recommended by the State Health Department. The policy was voted on in 2005 when residents supported continuing fluoridation. With no current plans to change the policy, any future efforts to remove fluoride would require a public referendum.
Health concerns were raised at Colorado State University last spring after students and staff reported symptoms including blurry vision, headaches, and eye pain. The source was eventually traced to the physiology building. Access to the building was restricted to key card holders, while third-party companies tested for contaminants. Tests revealed mold spores, fiberglass, insect fragments, and the presence of black mold, which can cause serious health issues. Fewer than 20 people filed workers' compensation claims, and only 5 pursued medical care. The university says environmental tests did not identify findings outside of normal ranges, but repairs to the roof, HVAC system, and air filters have been completed as a precaution. The physiology building is still closed off to the public, and many students and staff are still waiting for answers about the long-term health impacts. No final report has been released at this time.
A kitten was trapped in a dumpster here in Fort Collins this past Friday, and with the help of the Fort Collins community and some heavy equipment, was able to be freed. The kitten tried to escape on its own through a small hole at the bottom of the dumpster and got its head stuck and was unable to move. The Poudre Fire Authority ended up using the jaws of life and cutting through the dumpster in order to free the kitten, where it was then taken to NOCO Humane to recover. Now, stick around, Rams, because after the break, we will learn about next week's weather with our weather woman, Lena Juhlin.
After 2 years?
You gotta be kidding me! Okay, no.
Robbie.
Seriously, do you have anything you can use against the dragon?
I can do fireball, that'll do a lot of damage.
Yeah, to all of us!
Well, I
We're in a 4-foot group!
I'm sorry, what else do you want me to do? I can't
Okay. Hold on. All right. Wizard, what do you do? Wizard?
I don't think I'm into this kind of stuff fully. I can't do it. Hey, I think I'm pretty anxious. I'm just.
No, we can pause this.
We can take a break. Let me go get some water. Yeah,
Grab
another
a
day.
snack. Yes, we're good.
Welcome back, Rams. I'm Lena Juhlin, here to give you this week's weather rundown. So let's jump right in. For our current conditions, you can see that it's 41 degrees outside. The sunset was at 4:38 p.m. with 27% humidity and 4-mile-per-hour winds going due north. Looking at the weather today, you can see that we had clear skies and sun with the temperatures in those mid-50s and a light breeze, perfect for exploring Old Town or just walking around campus. However, tonight it will get down a little colder, so we encourage you to consider bringing a jacket if you are going out. Into our overnight lows, you can see along the I-24 corridor, or I-25 corridor, we have temperatures in the low 40s. Looking at some of the eastern plains, you can see that the temperatures dip a bit lower in Limon with some warmer weather in Sterling and Burlington. Looking at the mountain area, you can see that Craig has a low of 29. Vail and Grand Junction are sitting in those low 30s, with Gunnison being pretty warm at 45. For tomorrow's forecast, the high is going to be 63 degrees with a low of 31. The sunset will be at 4:37 p.m. with 30% humidity and a 5-mile-per-hour wind going north-northwest. For our 5-day forecast, it's going to be a bit warmer in the next few days. However, it will drop down into those 40s by the end of next week. And then the lows will be in those high 20s to low 30s. And that brings me to the end of our weather forecast tonight, but stick around because after the break, we'll hear about some of CSU students are getting ready for finals week. See you, Rams.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down.
It doesn't matter how you say it.
You all right?
Everything's okay?
All G?
You all right, girl? You cool?
Bugging dog.
Just show you're there for them.
Go on, Kelly. Seize the awkward.
Hey, you haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Welcome back from the break, Rams. As we swiftly approach Thanksgiving break, students are finally ready to take a week off. However, with Dead Week and Finals Week coming up immediately after, many students are not feeling that their break will feel as relaxing as promised.
Morgan Library is seeing increased foot traffic, and it's no shock. The quickly approaching finals have many people stressed instead of getting ready for their week-long break.
I'm looking forward to break, but I know it's not going to be exactly a full break, just because I'm going to be stressed out about what's coming after.
I've just been trying to push through it because I'm in some pretty hard classes right now, so I'm trying to motivate myself. I just, instead of going home in the middle of the day, I just stay at the library and study.
I feel like I am prepared to the best of my ability, and that's good, but it's still going to be a lot of stress and a lot of work and just exhaustion in the coming weeks.
It's pretty rough. It just kind of I'm not gonna lie, the best word I can use is thug it out. Just try to push through it and just know that like the end is coming up soon, so you just got to get a couple more things done and then you're done.
It's kind of day to day. Some days I have a lot more energy for studying, and then some days it feels like it's kind of a pain in the ass to put on my shoes.
The best tip that I have for finals is probably just like give yourself time to like actually fully sleep. Don't cram. Like study well in advance. I know it's like kind of hard for that.
Probably.
While the semester is swiftly wrapping up, it is important to remember that break is meant to rest and find time to come back to yourself before this hectic part of the semester. So what about you, Bailey? How are you feeling about break and finals? Do you think you're going to have much of a break?
I think I am actually. I do not have a super busy schedule for finals week. I've only got a couple finals and they're online. So I have a good time to study and I'm actually feeling pretty relaxed. How about you?
I think my break might be less ideal. I got so many hours I have to put into one of my classes that it's going to be a push for the rest of the
will
semester.
say my projects that are upcoming, I'm going to be working on them, I think, for a lot of the break. But
and so how much a break is really break,
That's true, but we've got 2 weeks and then it's winter break,
but
so I'm not too upset about
Thursday,
it.
see some family,
exactly.
eat some good food, have
Eat
some
good
pumpkin soup
food.
maybe.
Finally see my dog again. Oh, yes, the pumpkin soup. Love the pumpkin soup.
And the dog.
And the
What a
dog.
great
Love
time.
my dog. Well, enough about finals week. Let's hear from our local reporter, Madison Spunner, about one of Fort Collins' standout food cafes and how it's giving back to the community. Madison?
Thanks, guys. With Thanksgiving right around the corner, one local nonprofit is helping to ensure no one is left without a warm meal this holiday season. Foco Cafe is a unique community cafe that operates on a pay-what-you-can model, providing healthy, home-cooked meals to all, regardless of their ability to pay. This week, I was able to take a closer look at how the cafe is serving the community this holiday season and beyond.
Up here, we have accommodations for gluten-free, vegetarian, vegan. This is really just more of an informational tip. So the Foco Cafe was founded about 10 years ago, and the idea was to create an inclusive space where everybody and anybody could enjoy a delicious, nutritious meal, regardless of their ability to pay. And everybody would have the opportunity either to make a monetary contribution of their choice, or they could invoke what we call the meal exchange program, which actually means basically giving of their time and talent to perform a chore in the cafe, and that would enable them to access the same meal as someone who's making a payment.
Foco Cafe is a nonprofit restaurant, meaning we operate on a sliding donation scale where folks can pay what they can or they can volunteer in exchange for their meal through a meal exchange program. We do that because we believe that everybody has something to contribute, whether it's money or their time and talent, and all of those contributions are equally valuable. I get a lot of folks saying, you probably don't even know it, but you save lives here.
Volunteers at Foco Cafe have seen firsthand how the Pay It Forward model works, and it's truly something special. Whether it's helping serve a meal or offering a kind word, they've watched how small acts of generosity can create a ripple effect.
We tell guests that if they want to make a payment, the amount is truly up to them. So we get people who make $1 payments. Actually, just today I was handed a $100 bill, and I actually have to do a double take and said, do you want to make a $100 payment? And she said, yes, I do. So that was a prime example of a pay it forward option where someone is not only buying their own meal, but also, in her case, buying a number of meals for other people who may not be able to make a payment.
When I grew up, my family didn't have a lot of money, but I went to a very well-off high school. So I got really good at looking like everybody else, looking like I had means, and then lunchtime would come around and I would say, oh, I'm not hungry, or I already ate. So by having a model where everybody is encouraged to give whatever they can, we're really just opening the door to anybody to come in and give of their abundance, whether it's an abundance of time, an abundance of compassion, or an abundance of cash.
Foco Cafe is offering a variety of meal options this Thanksgiving, including traditional dishes, gluten-free, and vegan choices. Cafe staff also celebrates the success of their nonprofit and also shared what they're expecting from this Thanksgiving.
We're expecting this year to serve between 250 and 300 meals on Thanksgiving, as well as an additional 100 people who have submitted pre-orders for Thanksgiving meal options as well.
The thing that's really exciting to me this year is that it's our 10th anniversary on Thanksgiving. We opened Thanksgiving Day 2014, and most nonprofits close within 5 years of openings. This year we're on track to serve probably about 9,500 of those meals. And if you combine 2022 and 2023, that was only about 5,400. So we've nearly tripled our numbers from last year. So that just means we're getting more meals to the people who need them most. We're growing our impact, and we welcome the community to come in and help support that mission.
Beyond offering a meal, the cafe provides a sense of belonging for all, no matter the circumstances. For more information on getting involved, visit fococafe.org and find out how you can join their mission during the season of giving. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Madison. You know, I think it's just really nice that there's local communities, especially in a time that's so food-centric with the holidays coming up, and it's just good to see that there's a way for people to celebrate no matter their circumstances.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Fort Collins community is super welcoming, and I think this is a great way, if you are food insecure or if you are in need, to go there, meet some friends, meet new people, and I think this is a really great thing.
Yeah, I just think it's awesome to see the community coming together in a time like this.
But now, that is all the news that we have for you right now, but stick around after the break because we'll cover all things women's basketball with our sports reporter, Maria Kantak. See you, Rams.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up one finger if you're a man. Women, 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60. 2 over 50. 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
Hello, Rams. I'm Maria Kantak, and tonight I'll be filling you in on all things women's basketball. The Rams are heating up after Tuesday night's home game against Southern University. For this game, the Rams were supposed to struggle defensively, but that simply wasn't the case. The final scoreboard truly says it all. Colorado State women's hoops defeated Southern University 78-47 through a series of impressive assists and breathtaking 3-pointers. The game leaders are no surprise as the Ronsick sisters crashed the board yet again, carrying the squad in both performance and leadership. Emma put up the most points of the game with 14, followed by Sanna Strom and Hannah Ronswick with 13, and Brooke Carlson with 11 points respectively. The green and gold shined through the stands, and Cam the Ram held onto his jersey in fear as Southern caught up at the start of second. But obviously, that wasn't the end for the Rams, as they left the court with a 13-point lead over the Jaguars at half. We saw the action from all the players on the court. 10 of the 11 players scored, and 8 of them had assists by the end of the night, with 20 assists total throughout the game. This is upping the Rams' average to almost 1 more assist per game. Hannah Ronswick had 6 3-pointers, Sanna Strom making 5, Jaden Fife with 4, and Brooke Carlson with 2, while overall shooting for the girls was at 51.9%. Not only that, but the Rams kept the Jaguars at just 25.4% shooting and forced 16 turnovers. Coach Williams' efforts to tighten up the defense over the offseason, combined with the extra work put in by the players, has clearly paid off, as the Rams had more than double the steals over the Jaguars. Here is what he had to say after the game.
Everybody asked me, what are you most surprised about this group? And it's that we're as connected and locked in, and we perform defensively as well as we have. That usually takes a little bit longer. This is a good win in a lot of ways. I thought defensively we were really locked in and connected tonight. And that's, I think, where we thrive. This is good for us. We hadn't faced a team that, kind of really heats it up on the ball. And so this was good for us. Good win.
These stats are promising and offer us a glimpse into the payoff of the Rams' recent developments. Not just how well they have adapted since losing their point guard, the best in program history, but also the ability to allow new additions to shine. With the season just getting started, their defensive efforts are already making a difference and setting the Rams up for success. Don't miss Saturday evening's game where the CSU Rams will take on Northern Arizona in Moby Arena. But stick around, Rams, because after the break, Michael Rosales will fill us in on the eye-catching murals popping up all over Fort Collins. See you, Rams!
After 2 years?
You gotta be kidding me!
Okay, no.
Robbie.
Seriously, do you have anything you can use against the dragon?
I can do fireball. That'll do a lot of damage.
Yeah, to all of us.
Well,
We're in a 4-foot group.
I'm sorry. What else do you want me to do? Okay.
Hold on. All right. Wizard. You gonna roll?
Welcome back from the break, Rams. I'm Michael Rosales, here to give you some investigative news. Fort Collins is home to many creative people, each contributing something special to our community. Today, we are shining a spotlight on someone who's been adding a burst of color to the city, transforming everyday walls into vibrant displays of creativity. I've visited one of the most eye-catching murals in town to learn more about the person behind it.
Cool. Yeah, I'm Mike McPuff. I've been in Fort Collins pretty much my whole life. I've moved around some as a kid, but I've always kind of come back here. I'm a muralist and a tattoo artist, and I do coloring books and pretty much any type of art I've like dabbled in, As far as right now, I do murals and tattoos mainly. And I would say my art is known for being really colorful and trippy and weird, and the polka dots, like a lot of people know me for having polka dots in my art and stuff like that. I used to just doodle eyeballs and stuff in my notes every day in school. And then there was one night that I drew something that was different than I'd ever drawn before in like 2013. It was the first thing of like the McPuff style. It was like this creature with like a third eye beaming and like a giant mouth and a cheetah body, and I'd never drawn anything like that before. And then ever since that night, I found the style. So now that I've been tattooing more, you'll notice maybe in my paintings and murals there's like more space in between stuff, and like it definitely kind of transfers. Like I've been doing more gradients and stuff like that because in my tattoos I do that. So tattooing has influenced my murals a lot. I think the color palettes have definitely kind of evolved more. Like now, instead of just doing rainbow colors, I'll try to kind of make it some kind of color palette that's a little bit more reduced or something. I look back on stuff I did in 2015 and I'm like, oh, I wish I could like get that again. Like my new stuff is different, and I don't think it's better or worse, but it is different in a way where it's more refined and maybe a little less psychedelic and third eyes and stuff, and it's more kind of somber and like nature based, like not as like ecstatic, and more kind of heartfelt about like heartbreak and stuff like that. Majority of the time people will have some kind of idea they want me to put in. If it's a restaurant, they have some stuff, but for instance this mural that we're in front of, they just let me do whatever I wanted to, and I really just love drawing certain things, like these women heads that have like 4 eyes and flowers and like rays of light like extending off of things, and so it's kind of whatever like wave I'm into, whether it's flowers or female faces or bodies, like whatever I'm into at the time is how I'll do it, kind of thing. Like even in this one right here, you'll notice it's decayed right there, but the mountains are on fire and stuff like that. And this was right around the time that we were getting all those fires and stuff like that with the ash coming down. And so it seemed really normal at the time to have like the mountains on fire, but looking back, it really like says a lot about the time that I did it. This one right here was really fun because there's people to the left and right of me over here who painted alongside me, and that was really fun to see this whole alley get covered by me and people that I really like. But then I would say the greetings from Fort Collins one that I just did, like there was 12 artists or so involved in that, and it was really cool meeting all of them and being part of this like big collaborative mural. So that's probably my favorite Fort Collins one for sure. So many businesses that I've messaged have just been super down, and the city seems to be pretty cool about it. Like I painted this electric box without the permission of the city, and they never complained about it or anything. Like I'm not telling everyone to go do that, but you'd actually be surprised. Like if it's, as long as it's not like, a tag or graffiti, like people around here are pretty open to having art, I've messaged every business in Fort Collins and literally Colorado and New Mexico. Like I'm slowly expanding who I can send messages to, because I've messaged thousands and thousands of places, and I've gotten mostly like 99% no's from people, but the 1% of, or even smaller percent of people who are like, yeah, I'm down for a mural, like that adds up. The one thing I've just really been about recently is telling people it's a numbers game. You just need to put your stuff out there more and like reach to more people, because there are definitely people that will appreciate your art. Just be consistent and keep putting out art and reaching more people, and there will definitely be people to appreciate it. Mike McPuff on Instagram is probably the best place to get a hold of me. Like Mike McPuff on anything. There's no other Mike McPuff, so you can Google my name and just find all the ways, basically.
Turns out some of you are probably familiar with McPuff's work without even realizing it. His colorful murals have become part of the Fort Collins landscape, bringing a bit of joy to everyday spaces. Mike's creativity is just one example of the incredible talent we have in our community, proving that art can pop up in the most unexpected places. So next time you're out and about, look around, you might just spot another McPuff mural. But that's all we have for you tonight, Rams. Remember to check out our YouTube channel for more content all week. Stay safe, and have a great weekend.